Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man, Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera, and it's Fun Day Sunday. Today, what I'm going to do is, I've got some fiberglass. You watched me yesterday mix some fiberglass, put it on the car. I had fun doing that. We just got it mixed up, put it on. Did not do anything else other than that. This is, you know, it's our weekend, sort of. But I still want to get stuff done to the car. Basically, what I'm trying to do is get some body work done to the car. Some of it. And then when maybe Doug and Nate come back, Doug can get back at the body work, and I can move back onto the customization from the back to the front. We still got work to do. Just because we're doing the body work doesn't mean it's over. It means that we're trying to go forward and have everybody do something to go forward. Basically, if Doug is coming in and finishing the body work, while I'm doing customizing the taillights and the headlights, and then Nathan's going to come back and do the motor work, just think how things can progress. I think we're on day number 7 on this bad boy, which it's going good. I feel it's going good. If you want to come over and take a look, I got the post covered, smeared in fiberglass, and the reason being is we had a big piece here, we had cut it, a big piece here, cut it here, cut it there, had a piece there, I did the antenna there, we welded up the drip rail molding there, so it really had a lot of work done there, so I just covered it up with fiberglass to make it, to start with something. Up here we welded all the drip rail molding all the way down along. It's not the greatest welding, that drip rail molding, no it's not, but we got it done, we got it ground off, we got it fiberglass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I'm going to make this door top line, because this door top line is not where it wants to be for anything. It fits, it looks good going this way, it looks good going that way, but in actual fact we need to get that body line looking fairly decent before we rock and roll. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it, and I'm going to try to do it as quick as possible on Fun Day Sunday. I've got a sander over here. I've got an 8-inch sander with 40 grit paper on it. It's just as like the dog that wiped his bum with sandpaper. Rough. It's rough. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to knock the heads off of this. I do not get much into sanding fiberglass, but where I'm going to do these door tops, I want that fiberglass, all the little tiny grooves and marks in it, I want that flattened off, so when I put the filler on it, you'll see. Let's do it. Also, not wearing a mask right at the present moment, but when I getting into it, I will. When you're not here, I put on the headgear for a hearing. Everybody does. Nate put his hearing in yesterday, so did Doug. But anyways, it'll get done as we get going. I guess the only way to get started is to get moving. Thanks everybody for coming back. We really appreciate it. Jolene looks amazing today, as always. She took me out for breakfast. Man, I love her. Man. Let's put some glasses on to show you how I'm going to do it. So I'm just going to basically show how I'm going to put that door top line back in with ease. I'm going to buff this until I'm happy with it, and I'm going to buff it until I hit metal. Metal is the ocean floor. Can't go no further. Can, but it wouldn't be good. Ocean floor right there, look. See the ocean floor there? Can't do any more than that. Like, I mean, it's over. Like, I'm not going to do anything to it. Kind of tells you how thick it is, doesn't it? Not stripping this car, we're customizing it, fixing the areas that need work, and then we're going to paint it. At all times, if you want to use something like this to do body work, hold it flat. Use it like a block. It's got a flat surface. Why would you do this and tip it? You wouldn't do that with a block, so you shouldn't do it with a DA or a 8-inch sander. You should use it like a block. Crisscross it, make it do its work. I'm hitting metal right there at the edge of the door. Hitting metal up here. We'll take a look at it. Trying to get my basic shape out of fiberglass first. Just the basic shape. Right there where we welded it. Here's my dog. Not going to just keep sanding. I want to feel it over and see if it feels right before I keep sanding. Hitting bare metal there, I said that before. Gotta pay attention. Gotta let the dog in. Come on, Fina, come on in. You're down there. What are you barking at? Must be I think maybe your mother and Tim, I'm not sure, maybe? Driving that? I don't think so. There's a truck down there, she's barking, that's what's going on. She doesn't even need my attention. Trying to feather that off. Not hitting any metal yet, so there's no reason for me to stop. I'm not hitting metal down in here anywhere. I've got a little bit showing there, but there's no metal going here, so I might as well take it off. Hitting metal there. We're pretty good there. I'm thinking we're pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to take some off this door. Hitting metal there. Can't go any further when you start hitting the metal, it's over. Now let's blow this off and see what we got. I'm trying to be in a little bit of a hurry, and the reason being is I want to make this door gap for you within the hour. Try and knock out all the dust in the pinholes because I want the filler to go into it. Just going to leave that on there for now. Now I'm going to shut the door. Now, as you see the door here, we're really tight there. Too much fiberglass there. Not a bad gap going along there. It's not too bad. In here we got it piled in quite heavy, and that's okay because we're going to just knock it back out again. But it's not too bad. We're in here heavy, so let's do this. Before we even start, let's make a mark. And the reason I'm going to make that mark is because I want to take that fiberglass back to the mark of the marker. And the reason being is I want to have a gap in there before I even put some filler on it. I don't want to put filler on it yet when I haven't even got a gap. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to knock that off. I'm going to knock a little bit off there. We'll knock a little bit off here. Just a little bit, just a little bit. And we'll do that with a power tool. Not gonna get into hand sanding around here yet. Nowhere's near it. There's time for hand sanding and then there's time for power tools. Something like this, I would wanna go to a power tool. Obviously. Just gonna go to the black line to stop. That was welded in there, very nice. Probably should have showed how Nate made that, but we didn't. Alrighty. Got a line here to get rid of. Definitely is dusty stuff. Come on, Chatty, get in there and get that. Come on, Trigger. Must be tight down there to start with. All right, as we close this door, we shouldn't have a problem with it. Gonna blow it off. Now she wants in. My air hose is worn out. Whatever. Probably could have more taken off there, but I did not. Alrighty. This is what I'm gonna do. We have nowhere near got a door gap that we're pleased with, and I'm going to try to make it for you as quick as possible. Hello, Fina, you're doing a fine job out there. You chased that truck away, did you? Huh? Alrighty. Let's do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this full of body fill. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill that seam full of body fill. You think I'm probably crazy, and you could be right, or you could be wrong. One or the other, you know what I'm saying? You could be right, you could be wrong. Now, something like that body or that line on that door could take a long time if you wanted it to. It could take a long time. And what I mean by a long time is to get it sanded so it fits right. Get it sanded so it fits right. You basically have to, go around that door many, many times if you're going to try to make it fit right. I'm going to try to show you a quick way. And for 1 minute, if I do something quick, does not mean that it's not as good as someone took a day. It does not mean that. And the reason I say that is because if we had a 2,000 mile marathon and the fastest guy won, he is the best. Even though the guy way back was doing a nice stride, the guy that won, that did it quickest, is the best. Let's do this. I find that some people confuse the time it takes me to do it with doing a good job. That's what I find some people confuse. You have to ask yourself, how would you become that quick? How would you become that quick? How could you weld the the corner in the door around the top corner? How could you do that in an hour if you weren't very good? How could you do that? Do not confuse doing something quickly with something that is not as well done as something that took someone days or weeks or months or years. Now, this is what I'm going to do. for me and you. We're going to do this. Don't forget about the roof. We got to fill that out too. Probably could get rid of a little bit of fiberglass here, probably. I want to put some more in there. Trying to feed it in there. Get in my place that I need it. Not my first batch of cookies I made. His baby. Not my first batch of cookies. You're probably thinking, why would he do that? Put that all full of filler. Well, the inside of the door had to be fixed. We had to weld a great big long piece in there like that. The top of the door was changed with the top of the roof because we've chopped the roof. The top of the doors have been welded together 3 times. And what I mean by 3 times is it has 3 different places that the door has went together. I probably should have, no harm, no foul, I guess. Probably should have covered that. Probably covered that. Could have made a little bit more. Made it all in one splash. Just going to take some off the door because it does not need it on the top of the door. We're just making a line. All right, now here. Alrighty. One more drag. Just going to do it slowly. Said one more, but 2 more make me happy. All right, it's full. If you leave that there like that, you're going to have a hard time getting that door open. Yes, you are. It's going to be a major disaster if you leave that door filled like that. It's going to be a hard time getting it open. You will really be distraught when it comes time if you do not do something about it. So this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to show you. Looks good already, doesn't it, baby? Huh? Not as good as you. So this can work there, around the trunk lid, around the door, obviously, around the hood. If you want to fill something full, basically it can work anywhere to get what you need to do. So this is what I've got. I've got my knife. Get my glasses on. It's nowhere near yet to do anything with it. And what's going to happen is I'm going to take my razor blade knife. This is the thing you have to remember. If you're going to do something like this and try to go forward as quick as possible, that's basically what I'm doing, trying to go forward as quick as possible, making a door gap. I'm going to take this blade and run it along the edge of the door. Remember, the door is not where we want the fill. We want the fill on this piece, and that piece. The door is the thing that you open and look at the seam and see if it's good all the way around. And the reason I say good all the way around, see how thick it is. If your door's that thick, you know you have a filler thing going on. If your door is that thick, man, that door is in good shape. So basically, if you're going to put filler on, you want to put filler on this piece. So like, what can I say? Where this door, I can say it many times, if you come this way, this door is perfect for making good door lines because the filler has to go on this piece. If I block this out flat, if I fill that line full, the filler is going to go on this piece. When I cut that door open, the filler is not going to be as the door is going to be over here to make that door look like it's perfect. That's what I'm trying to say. So we're getting close. We are getting close. Now I'm going to take my trusty knife and I'm going to run it along the top of the door. The top of the door is not going to lie to me because we've had a nice straight looking door when we first started. And we're going to have a nice straight looking door again. And we're trying to stay on top of that door. We don't want the filler on top of the door. We want the filler to stay on the car. That's where we want it. And I must say, that was the perfect time to cut that open. Just going to go back here a little bit, find my line, see if I'm... Just hoping that that's in there all the way. Let's do it one more time for good luck. My razor blade's not acting the best. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna try to open it up. Here, my door is open. Now, if I would have left that shut, I would have had a mess. Let's cut this off. We're not going to use it. I don't think we are. We might use some of it, but in all honesty, sand it off after, I guess. A little bit on there. One's not going to hurt anything. So we still have a thin door. All our mud is on there. That's where our mud is. What's this for her? Okay. Now, if I shut the door, knock this little piece out of the way, it should fit perfectly back where it was. Look at that, perfectly back where it was. Perfectly. Got a little bit coming off there, but it basically the gap is full. Open the door, and we're fantastic. We're going to let this harden up a bit, and then we're going to show you something else. Then we're going to make the perfect door gap in little amounts of time. And that's, you learn this sort of stuff as you go along. I did not know this when I first started doing body work. I would put, I'd come in here and I'd mix the mud up and I'd put mud up in there and, keep playing it and keep sanding it and shutting the door and open the door and sanding it and put a little bit more mud in there. And then I had an older gentleman that worked with me, mixed the mud up on the car, went up the side of the door, waited a couple minutes. I watched him cut it open. I was thinking, what are you doing? Anyways, he cut it open. And then the next step we'll show you. And it was just a matter of minutes. He had a perfect door line. And I was still over the other side, shutting the door, closing the door, mix and fill. It just didn't, it was no comparison. So I took what he did and I'm keeping it to the end of time. I can go over and mix up the other side right at the present moment. I can, but I feel like I just want to stay here for a minute. I want to stay here because I just want to, we'll get this side going and we'll go there. Maybe I can do the other side. I just have to make sure, I'll sand this side, get it ready for some filler, because I would, if I wasn't making the video, I'd be sanding the other side and going for it. But I want to make sure that we get that done before time is up. I'm going to throw this air hose back on this side. Sorry, sweetheart. I'll just leave that filler dry good. If I get in there premature, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to end up ripping the filler off and going back at it again. A lot of people say, oh, we'll get it while it's soft. Well, you can if you want to, But remind yourself, if it rips off, you've just gone backwards another half hour, another hour, because you have to get back into the filler to fix it. Welded up my holes welded up the holes for the post, welded up the holes for the mirror before I glassed it. With this stuff, always put on more than you need. I shouldn't say the fiberglass part, but the body fill part you should. The fiberglass, basically you want to put on what you need to cover your spots, but where this post all needs to be covered, I really want it to glass it all, make it really tight and right. Hitting metal everywhere. Gonna open this door up. Holding it flat at all times. Good. Let's pull this open. Where the mirror was. I welded up them holes where the mirror was. Take a little bit off this side. We want to keep that door looking as good as possible. Nope, we're good. We want the door underneath that a little bit. You know, we do, I think we do. Don't want to hit the stainless. You have to ask yourself, how would I get it wavy if I'm all the time holding it flat? How would you get it wavy? This is the ocean floor. This is the lowest, this is the farthest you want to go on something. That's the ocean floor, is the metal. You do not want to dig through the metal. This is the flood that we have put on. This is the flood that we put on. As I'm sanding it off, trying to get to flood the whole thing, Wherever it's light green is telling me where there's a low spot in the flood. If I hit ocean floor, anywhere close to these places, you must or you should stop, and the reason being is you're going to have to flood it again to get rid of the low spot in the flood. So basically, when I start seeing metal anywhere close along here, that's when I'm going to stop. Metal. I may as well leave that. I'm metal there. I'm not gonna dig that out, that low spot in the flood to go past the metal. I'm gonna leave that because we want to flood. Metal showing right there. Not sure how the fiberglass and the body filler is going to react to the black, what's going on there, because I don't know what the black is. But it seems to be doing fine. We're feathering off. If it did not feather off, that means I'd have to clean it off to put my filler on instead of going over top. But if the material, if the fiberglass is feathering with the black paint, I'm okay because it's sticking. If it's not feathering and pulling off, then I have an issue. Metal, I may as well leave it, carry on. Still got no metal showing here. Alrighty. Looks good. Let's go to the other side. See if we can't finish that side off. There's a good start there for the fiberglass and around the doors. That's a good start. This is a better start, or they're better going on here because we have filler on there. It's close. It's close. It's close. A little bit of filler in there that wasn't mixed that well coming off. We're going to dig it off anyway, so. Let's do this. I'll do a little bit of sanding for a second, and then we'll make that door gap. My air chuck is worn out, I'd say. Come on now, girl. She's not treating me as good as you, Jolene. Damn thing. Maybe need a new one. We'll just use this one. Kick that one away. We'll just knock off some filler here for a minute. Just going to sand this for a second, let that dry just a little bit longer. You watched me put this on there yesterday. One swipe of the fiberglass all the way across. We swipe this side with the filler. We swipe that side with the filler. So that means we have done no sanding to this until today. So I've not putting any more on it. Have done none of that. So we've had one mix of fiberglass filler, no sanding. One mix of body fill, no sanding. Fiberglass, we know we're getting close. We're all feathered off on this edge pretty good here, just trying to get it feathered off up here. Still hitting fiberglass, there's no need for me to stop. I mean, let's face it, we want the less material in it as possible, and I'm going for it. As soon as I hit the ocean floor, which is metal, I will stop. We're getting feathered off up here, nice. You can see where it's feathering off, there's no edge. If you see this, it looks like it's feathered right there. It's not feathered, you can see it, you can see an edge there, you can pick it with your nail. This here you can't pick anything with. And we're see all down along here, you can see where it's cutting the paint. Didn't need much. That's basically where I'm going with that. I'm thinking that I have enough material on that. You can see where it peeled off there a little bit on the metal, and sometimes it does that. We have no low spots in this material here whatsoever. So I really feel like I can get what I need to get all the way across. If you're doing that with one swipe, another swipe of filler, and you're getting that done, you're the man. You're the man. Let's do this. I'm going to sand this off, make a door gap. I'd sand it the exact same way as I've sanded with the block. With this thing, exact same way. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Hold it flat. Now, a lot of this area here A lot of that area there can be sanded by hand, and the reason being it's round. You're not gonna see any flat spot in that. I mean, we want it nice and smooth, but basically that can be shaped by hand with a piece of 40 grit, no problem whatsoever. So we've got one coverage of fiberglass all the way around, one coverage of fill all the way around. Now we're gonna make a door gap. And this is obviously for the people that have never done this before. That's who it's for. It's not for anybody else. It's for the people that have not done it before. And I just want to show you because you can do it just as well as I can. Now, I have the door top. The door top is the realest thing I have on this situation, is it not? Door top, I cut the door top. When I put the filler on, I used the knife to go along the door top to give me my shape. So my shape is still there that I need. Now I'm going to run this with my door top. See my door top? You can see where my line is. It's right with the door top. Make a nice line. Don't get confused. Just run it with your door top. Make sure that if you try this, make sure that you cut your door open. If not, you're going to be in trouble. Not with me, but with the door. Thinking I'm a little high right here. Let's put some more tape on it. Pull it down a little bit. Yeah, don't look too bad. Look high here. I can fix it or take away or put more on or do whatever. As long as we make that door top look straight is all I'm looking for. Now, isn't that something? Put that back on there. You can go around here. You can do that too. Stop it. Or I can mark it or whatever I want to do. All right, we're going to go with that for now. Now let's open the door. I'm not going to do this with a piece of sandpaper and by hand. Not a chance. Not a chance. Anytime you get to use a power tool, make things quicker, go for it. Alrighty, let's make a door top. I want to get up some. We've been turning on the fan in the paint room there. It's been really nice once we're doing this, but we can't turn it on right now. tape is our safety point. So get the line that we want. Haha. I definitely need a mask when I get going. Phew. Holy. My eyes. In the eyes. Gonna change tools for a second. It's body fill. You can sand it with anything you want to. Sort of almost a boo-boo, but I get it. A little too far. Now, I am not done by no means. Not done by no means. Taking some out of there. Now, pull that off. Just gonna take a piece of sandpaper. Go slow here. Don't want to take off too much. Just want to take it off so I can show you that I got a good line. Generally don't like doing that, rubbing that paper down and through there. Sometimes it widens your line out all by mistake, and you have to be very careful in that sort of thing. Let's blow that off, and then I can show you what kind of door gap we got. How quick that was. That was not very quick. In a day, not bragging or boasting, just telling the truth, I fill that all out in one day, no problem by myself. And just because I can do it in a day, doesn't mean it's shitty work. It just means I'm quick. That's basically the top of the door fitting for that. I mean, let's face it, there's still lots of work to do. You have to put filler on the top of the door here. Got the mirror welded there. Got the piece welded there. Got the corner welded there. Got it welded down here. We're meeting up with this. This has been welded. So where everything needs a little love and a touch, but you can honestly see how quick a person can make it if they want to. 40 grit. Still got to do all this in there yet, all around inside here yet, but you can honestly see, or I can see, how it's going to happen. So, let's think about it here. One coat of fiberglass all the way around, buffed it off. One coat of body filler all the way around, put way more on than I needed. Here I am with a body line that's going to work on the door that the roof has been chopped. To me, that's where it's at. Something like this here, where I am taking it off and getting to the fiberglass again, you can see the pinholes in that. It's absolutely horrific. That's why we don't put primer over pinhole, or generally put primer over top of fiberglass, generally. You want to cover it up, but I will have to finish coat that with some filler to get that out. But I'm probably going to have to do a lot of that finishing anyways. But the less times that you go to the can to get it on the car, the less time it's going to take to get it done. All right, everybody, thanks a lot for coming back. I really appreciate it. Me and Jolene had the conversation this morning. You know, some people think that you do it quick. It's not as good as if someone took a month or two years. I'm hoping that you think whatever you want to think. How's that? I would like you all to do me a favor. Have a great day and a great Sunday. Come back tomorrow and we'll be here.